My name is Taylor Elza, and I am taking the Philosophy 212 class. And today I will be discussing whether or not abortion is morally correct or morally wrong. To start off with, I am more objective than I am realist, and that is because I believe everyone deserves a standard set of universal moral values and rules. And that's because we are all the same to some degree. We all are made of the same things, but we perceive and see things differently. And that's okay. That's why I believe humans are so wonderful when we create such beautiful things, but it's also our downsides where we judge and criticize other people for their actions or their cultures or whatever they do. And for me, that's not right. One moral rule that should be universal is the right to do what you want to your own body. In the form of abortion, a woman should have every right to decide what she wants to do with her body. If a woman is in danger of her life, abortion should be an option, and it should not be judged upon or looked down upon by the community or her society or her culture. Abortion, I know, especially in where I live, is a very highly debated topic to where it is not it's very frowned upon in where I live. In most parts of the world it is, because people see it as a way of murder or taking life. And for me, I don't see it that way, but I know a lot of people do. So, abortion clinics, I believe, should be a positive and outgoing place for women who are struggling with this decision of whether or not to consider abortion can go and discuss. They would be flexible, and it would be case by case for each woman and each abortion she wants to present. For instance, a woman comes in, she has not been in the system yet, she gives her name, and she states why she wants an abortion. She had unprotected sex, she's young, and she cannot financially withhold a child. For me, I believe that's the morally right thing to do. For if she cannot financially keep that child happy, I believe it's morally right to never have it, so there wouldn't be that struggle with her, maybe and potentially ruin her life, and having that baby might just live the life it doesn't deserve. Every person deserves a happy, confident life where they can live comfortably. If she were to have that baby and raise it without financial or maybe a partner to help, I feel like that's injustice of the child. So she comes in, presents her case, they grant her the abortion and educate her on other forms of safe sex and warn her that she only can really come back one more time. 6 months later, she comes back in and reports that she wasn't either the protective sex didn't work, or she was not performing protective sex once again. They would not judge her, obviously, but they would be down on her and kind of be more they would be harder on her and saying, look, we warned you, you are not allowed to do this again, and they would enforce the safe protective sex once again and grant her the abortion once more time. Now, third time, and any time after that, you would have to have been conceived any other way besides unprotected sex. If you conceive the child through unprotected sex, you would not be granted the abortion. And I understand that goes back to what I just said about the child not being it'd be morally wrong to raise a child in an environment like that, but the woman has been presented twice now with other options to not come back to the same spot she's in. Abortion, I believe, is the last-ditch effort of birth control. You cannot use abortion as a form of birth control. It's irresponsible, and it really pushes people more towards why abortion is bad. Like I said, I don't believe until the baby is born that it's alive, but it is, I believe, wrong to abuse that form of power. People who judge others for what they do with their bodies and how they control them is wrong. Everyone deserves the moral right to what they do. And I believe that moral rights and equality in general should not be presented as you get some certain rights and you get certain rights and they equal the same. No, everybody gets the same rights and everybody lives off that. For instance, I play co-ed soccer, and if we're attacking the goal, if a boy has like a straight run and is about to score, he can't score unless he passes to a girl. If it's the other way around and a girl has a perfect shot, and she doesn't have to have a boy touch it. That for me is not equality. That's just sexism. And I believe that applies here too. Men don't have to make the decision of whether or not what they want to do with their bodies because they can't get pregnant, and I know that's not their fault, but men scrutinize women who want to get abortions when men never have to deal with the problem. And that to me is not right. I feel like men should have a say in it, but their saying would have to be positive. I believe everyone's saying should not be negative towards somebody else's. I believe debating is necessary, but only if everybody listens and compromises. And it's not right for others to scrutinize somebody who wants to do what they want. And those who do push others to the form of overwhelming and social anxiety, they go and they practice unsafe abortions, which is very common. 68,000 women annually die due to illegal abortions. And for the ones who survive, 5 million of them will have long-term health issues. Is this morally right? Is it morally right for a society or a community to push someone to the limit to where they can't handle it and they have to do it illegally, putting their life on the line? Is that right? I don't think that's right. I think everyone should be encouraging of what they do. As long as the person is not harming themselves or another person, it should not matter. If someone's doing heroin, for instance, which is completely different, but it's a good example because if someone's doing self-harm, people can intervene when they're doing self-harm to each other, to themselves or other people. Abortion is not self-harm. I don't believe. That is simply because I don't think it is living until it is delivered and into the world. That's my view, though. And I would be totally accepting of sitting down and hearing somebody else's point of view and analyzing their points and values and constructing it to mine. And I think people are really good at debating and understanding each other to the point to where they realize I might be wrong or that's totally against what I'm for. And it's this social thing that we have engraved and created ourselves. And abortion's only hotly debated because we make it hotly debated. If we didn't, it's the same as whether or not I go out and jump around. Like, I can do whatever I want. People don't make that hotly debated just because it doesn't conflict with social problems and social and religious issues that can come up. And I believe if there was a moral set of rules that we all mutually compromised, I don't think there would be nearly as many highly debated issues such as abortion or stem cell research or gun control. I believe if there was this set of rules, we would all live equally, and we can still have cultures and societies because I think those are beautiful. But if we all had this set rules, they don't have to be complicated, but they have to be to where everybody is given the same rights, there wouldn't be issues like this. And that is my presentation for today.